Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Moin. Penis. Hello, people.
Back to you, mad bastards.
There's a Jerry. Here's a coffee.
I've got by shut the fuck up juice. They forgot to write the fuck on it, but don't worry, I haven't started it.
Welcome, Crispin Dutch Rumbly Danley Dibbits up. And I think James wanted to join in later.
Jam miscut. Jam miscut.
Yeah, all welcome.
Jesus, that's like fucking umbungo. I can smell that from here. Let me umbungo the drink it in the Congo.
Horribly tasty.
Oh, I haven't had umbungo since I was a kid, but I used to enjoy it then.
Dave, welcome. Welcome all.
Could put my glasses on so I could see, I suppose.
It
just upsets me though. After a while, because then I have to look at the stuff there and I can't see.
There's nothing in the world you want to see.
All about the squinting. Squint, squint, squint. La 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 la. Squint, squint, squint.
I woke up today to a very decent news.
Yes?
I won a thing.
What a thing. Is it a box of 40k?
What's it called? One of these Kickstarter things that, this unicorn thingamajig. What's it called again?
When you're waiting unicorns.
No, hold on. Just one sec. Looking it up again.
Oh, we're all holding on. We're on tenterhooks.
Oh, come on. Breaking Unicorns games. Breaking Unicorn games. That's the one.
Holy shit. The Gangs of the Undercity people, that fragging unicorns?
Yes.
Are they actually going to finally deliver Gangs of the Undercity?
They have a promotion for some sort of Kickstarter, and for every 50 people who follow their upcoming Kickstarter, they have...
I need to go
they
check.
sent out one free miniature.
I remember playing it at the very start of COVID, so like 2020. Or maybe 2019, before COVID, when they were going to Kickstarter. And then I've been waiting year after year for it actually to be released, because we only played it on Tabletop Simulator and everything looked like coloured blobs of... It looked like somebody had made their miniatures out of plasticine. They go, "Oh, that's an elf, is it? I can make a great elf out of plasticine. There you go. There's a little blobby man." You're going, I have no idea what the fuck's happening here. Now I need to see. Because I didn't think they'd ever actually provided a book or anything to anyone.
Yeah, so they just... where's the campaign?
Subversion?
Subversion, yeah. So for every 50 people that are following the campaign, they would just randomly select someone who posted there. And
2-player starter set, Gangs of the Undercity.
Give away another mini. So I got selected and I chose the drone.
Gangs of the Undercity Kickstarter. Okay, I honestly need to see when they fucking delivered this. Because I'm shocked.
It flew under your radar. That's a first.
Well, I would have assumed that the guys behind it would have topped themselves from the stress of having fucked up and not delivered for so long. I didn't actually think that they would get around to doing another Kickstarter. Holy shitballs. Updates. Hey folks, this is an update, blah, 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 address. Fulfillment update. Good news and medium frustration. That was in December. The manufacturers messed up one of our models. Only one, really? Blah, 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 shipping, blah, blah, blah. Models will be on our website, blah, blah, blah. Some of you may have already received your packages, so they shipped in December, and allegedly. And our survey says estimated delivery August 2020. So it was 2019. It was pre-pandemic when I filmed that. With, he had a name. It was like Halty or Squeebles or something. He had a weird name. It wasn't a real name. I can't remember what it was.
Well, it's obviously done for some sort of reason. Whack a bugger off.
Wow. There you go.
Oh, and Demon Sub has gotten his Heresy Miniature Kickstarter pledge, so that's nice.
Sweet.
But I'm still waiting on mine. But since Andy has put off delivering anything outside the UK for obvious reasons in the last weeks.
Well, it's not even he's put it off. Royal Mail have just said, don't bother.
Yeah, that's what I meant. So
It's not fucking going anywhere.
He didn't really have any choice.
At one point, they collect up all the parcels for foreign from the Belfast sorting office and sent them to Scotland so they could sit in a warehouse in Scotland instead. That was weeks ago. So presumably they've all been eaten by wild haggises by now, I imagine, or haggai. What's the plural of haggis?
Haggises?
Oh.
It makes me wonder, will my community award plaque ever arrive?
None of them have been posted yet because we can't post anything. So
Huzza!
So they will, I'm sure it will arrive just once we post it.
No worries.
Anyway.
Since now the German Post is on strike.
Oh, are they? Oh,
yes.
Wow.
I don't know who. Somebody said something about Rumbly ordered stuff from Germany for Bot Wars, and I laughed at him because fine, you do. German Post is on strike.
Well, I don't know why you all hate the Swedes so much. I keep pointing out that place is there. None of you voted for it.
Why shouldn't they be allowed to strike? It's a public traded company. Some dude some time back thought it was a good idea to privatize that thing.
Well, at least you can still strike. Our local fascist government are taking away the right to strike.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Pushed it through Parliament. Even to be brutally honest, even the Nazis never tried that. I don't think they ever went, you know what, you're not allowed to strike. Not only that, we'll look back, and if we've caught you striking any point over the last 2 years, we can fucking electronically tag you.
Yeah, it's basically this one goes on the list.
Yeah, they're fucking sharp bastards. Tories. Shit up. Shall we look at some toy soldiers?
Oh, that's a grand idea. No, unwise master, we don't want any promotional thingamajig. You can...
Unfortunately, his name's too long, because it's Unwise Master.
Yeah.
Presumably it goes on a bit longer.
Where's the block? Wank. God, go play in traffic.
That's what I was assuming. Dutch. I mean, what else would it end in? Paul! While you're there, we may as well make plans. There's some people over at the end of February at Father Ted's creepy house doing something, including Bugger Off and the like. They may be coming down to the studio on the 25th. I told Lloyd today that there's a possibility they'll be coming down, so he's possibly going to come out of his hidey hole for the first time in fucking forever and visit the real world. And then Nick, Grey Primer, is talking about coming up as well. So we play some games, 25th Feb. Huh?
That sounds dangerous.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? We can carry on with your show now. I'm finishing sorting out my socialisms. being all sociable.
So we wanted to start to look at things. Where do we go? We go
Scud Fisher.
Scudly Fish.
Scud Fisher.
Raise the Black Kickstarter rewards. That sounds familiar for some odd reason.
I don't know why. Clearly an American, because he's got them. Europe and the UK is due to start shipping from, I think, this week. But they were already in there like a hairy, scary bear, painting stuff.
Oh, look,
so I thought people. This would be fun.
I see dead people.
Oh. I've seen these on, I want to say I've seen these on the Firefox page as well, and somebody was going, they were commenting on the way they painted them, going, they look far too clean to be casualties. and the Crayola painting effect and stuff. And all I could think was, where's your painted for, you fuck?
Well, there is a certain lack of blood in holes, but then again,
Yeah, it's moment shot in the back.
they might also be just resting.
Well, they could be drunks, that's true, but I mean,
or knocked on over the head with some blunt instrument.
Mr. Kosh, Esquire.
A spirit leader. Let's get some schnapps.
Yeah, so the Kickstarter came with a bunch of additional things that I've seen pictures of from a distance, but I haven't seen myself because we didn't get those. Including, there was like an add-on sprue that had like a peg leg and a hook hand and a parrot and stuff like that to really lean into that pirate feel. That's the British Blackbeard killer, Maynard. He's leading my force. People will be able to see him killing Justin relatively soon, if not sooner. But it's just nice to see somebody actually getting in there and getting hammered in.
And
he's done a lot to his boot as well.
Is excellent.
Yeah. Gun carriages are the wrong colour, but presumably he's looking to match them, colour code them. So the British blue for the Navy, blue gun carriages, and then the pirates, I don't know, black, red, who knows?
Yeah, he did red.
Time will tell. What colour's the Blackbeard ship's red, isn't it? Yeah.
Red.
Yeah. So I like it. I like the theming.
What major problem I spot right now?
He's put the lanyards with the dead eyes the wrong way round, so it covers the gun port.
There's no drilled barrel in the guns.
Oh no, it's much worse than that. He's put the lanyards for the dead eyes the wrong way around, so it covers the gun port. So they're actually made so there's a gap, so that if he just turned that around, they would go 1, 2, 3, gap, gun, 4.
Oh.
Anybody who's getting this or looking to build this,
be aware of this.
This week's Jerry Can is 35-minute long how to build it. In 2 weeks' time, there'll be an even longer Jerry Can on how to detail it, including rigging. And none of you fucks will ever ask me to do rigging again after you see that. I'm just saying.
Fighting Jesus.
Fighting Jesus. Because
Don't
Jesus
tell me that doesn't look like Fighting Jesus.
That's Blackbeard. It's the blackest of all beards, Blackbeard.
It's a very grey beard for my taste, but then again...
Hey, you know. He looks hauntingly familiar with grey hair like that. Yeah, really nice paint jobs. Very punchy. He's gone with the old school historic. Everything gets a base coat of the darkest colour, then you paint like the next third of it your medium shade, and then you paint a third of that your highlight shade, and from a distance you get a really stark contrast, which is a great way of painting historical miniatures. It's a great way of painting miniatures full stop, but...
Yeah, and I think if he ever stops playing this game, putting these just on display is very nice. I'd like to see what the grass is made for. Is that's some kind of larger play piece?
Oh, the mat they're lying on?
Yeah.
I would imagine, because it's a mix of static grass and old styly flock, that it's either a large mat or he's done small cuts for like swampy ground. Because that's what I've got little wooden things. Well, before I upgraded to latex, I had little wooden things that I would stick down and go swampy.
Yeah, this is some nicely painted stuff.
Yeah, I thought so. Fuck those moaning bitches over on the face page. You go, Scooterfish, you go.
Yeah,
Blazorg.
You do you. Don't let anybody else
Sword,
tell
you were waiting for like an hour and then you're late. It's outrageous.
He's a wizard.
Fucking outrage. Anyway.
Maybe it's all the alcohol finally getting
I
to him.
hope so. I hope so. Right, moving on from the Scud Fisher
Yes,
to the Rumbly Fisher.
the sodding bastard that he is.
Yeah, so this is February, a month known throughout the Bot War universe as that month where you paint stuff.
Paint your shit and show it off.
Yep. I would love to have taken part in this, but there was just no way it was ever happening. You have to sign up in advance, paint every day, paint for 30 minutes a day, show you're working out, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no. I might paint the same amount as some people, but I'll do it in like the last 2 days because it's possibly the only time I'll have to sit down and paint because I won't be hammering out a fucking 15 armies for other things.
Yeah, and
But I
also,
can live vicariously through other people, so that's good.
and also, I think there's a slight drop off in participants.
He said hit refresh. He just updated it 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, I needed to refresh anyway because reasons. So let's see. There's a lot of more.
Getting tired of Pun Dancer. I can
tiny
see why.
tonks. What? Who? No.
Who? What? Oh, hello. I really like that turquoise look. Turquoise and yellow for the
Atlanticans?
that's the ones. Almost regret my color scheme, but then at the same time I don't, because it's yellow and blue for Ukraine. Big fuck off Ukrainian trident on their shield. It seemed very appropriate for the Atlanticans, to be fair. And I just started painting them. This time last year when the Soviet Union invaded. But yeah, it's always good to see Rumbly do this because A, he does it, he's consistent, he finishes it, and B, he updates fairly regularly. Was it last year where it was like, I will do an update, but not today or tomorrow or the next day because I've got to finish these things off, and taking the photos is wasting my time. I'll skip to the end. Bitches.
Yeah, but that's a quite an endeavor he's ventured out to do.
Yep. I came very close to ordering some Atlantican stuff last night. I ordered a load of Malifaux instead.
Oh, shame.
Hey, you know.
Oh, speaking of, hold on.
Yes. What are you doing? Where are you going? Why are you wobbling about so much? You're freaking me out, son. You're freaking me out. Yes. Scenery pack. That one.
Yes, finally back in stock.
Should have asked. I've got one here. I'm doing fuck all with.
Yeah, and then there's some Cult of the Destroyers.
It's in the Cult of the Destroyer. All of those are currently sitting on a shelf in the studio because it was like, go up, teach you how to play, film a quick sort of intro game type thing. And I was like, you know what? I'm not taking these home again. I've nowhere to display them. It'll be easier for me just to leave them on the shelf because if I'm going to play, it'll be up here. And if I'm playing, boom, I can just open the studio, go in, take them off the shelf and bring them out to play. So,
Yeah, that's probably best.
yeah. I just had to scrape a load of 40k shite, fuck it onto the bottom shelf out of everybody's line of sight.
Just drop it to the floor.
Yep, it's the best way. Some metal bits to add weight to the building corners and make them more square.
Oh,
Interesting.
Yeah, that's nice.
Because I was just planning on gluing an EPVC box together and then folding it around it and just having the structure inside it. Then you don't need to worry about the weight. They're just reinforced.
And I'm just using washes for the bots themselves, leaning some weight to them, and then
he was earlier. Heck, I don't know if he's wandered off or not. Yeah, he may or may not have responded. I didn't notice. Well. But you, Mad Master Jamascott.
Jamascott, hello.
DD. Oh, you're not in the show this week, Defective Dice. Weirdly, I was going to put you in because I was looking at your updates in my messages. And I was going, ooh. I was just saying I just ordered some Malifaux stuff for no fucking reason. I was just there. It was like, toilet trouble, limited edition, you say? fuck it, give me that before that goes away. and then I may as well get some other things as well for random fucking factions. Some big beasts, a girl riding a teddy bear, who knows?
Jerry keeping
None of
the
these are going to be used
industry
for Malifaux.
running.
At some point I'll buy proper factions for Malifaux that I want to game with. These were just for me. These are a present for me from me for being so good. Me.
Well, what's the next good thing we have on the docket?
The British Expeditionary Force.
Mm-hmm.
I have no problem in playing it at some point. I just need to coerce somebody else into playing it with me. Because if I try and get any of the children up at the studio to do it, they get very confused. Very confused.
So what are we looking here? There's this iron
it's
shit person.
very simple. This is his futuristic British Expeditionary Force of 2239 that he's made based on a modern British rifle platoon with support and rendered in Space Marine form.
You know what? Actually, when I just looked at the project page, I thought this was some kind of 15mm stuff, and when I got the bigger picture and realized, holy fuck shit, somebody took Warhammer stuff and actually did something amazing with it.
Yep.
Holy crap.
So if you head right down to the bottom, you'll get a bit of a blurb about what's going on, including the screaming, still need to learn how to do Project Lex better, methinks, which, is good. I like the screamingness. It's all good and good. But it is essentially a Space Marine Force dulled down, rendered more regular sci-fi. So it could be a bit of conflicty, or just used for something else. But yeah, because the first time I seen it, I was like BF, and I'm going, they're very green. They're a bit too green to be. And then I read the caption. It was like, no, it's based on a modern British platoon. I'm going, all right, okay, I can see that. But look, Space Marines look a bit better when they're in that. Shame they still, got big slapped heads on them. I mean, there's a lot of stuff kicking around these days. He did say it was going to be for his futuristic bolt action games, which is something that a lot of people on Tinterwebs have done. I know a mate of mine used Star Wars or played Star Wars using the bolt action rules. So it's got that going on. As a serious amount of
rockets.
Theoretically rockets, but presumably it's either smoke or it's what you call it, reactive armor. Don't shoot the side of my tank, you'll get rocketed off, you fox. So,
yo dog, we heard you like rockets on your rockets, so we put rockets on your rockets.
Yeah. My favorite bit out of it all, are the little Space Marine biker buggy things.
These two on the very far right.
Two little quads. I've no idea if they're actually a thing in 40k land these days.
I think yes.
Are they?
Yeah.
Because I mean, lots of it looks like it's like we'll take the top turret of this and we'll stick it on that, and then we'll glue a couple of. I mean, none of it looks like it actually should be a kit.
But
quad bikes look great. Yeah, I had a big list of things, but I couldn't be
bikes aren't shown here
because I don't care. That's the important thing to remember. I don't care.
These two, yeah. This is a kit set of some description.
Wow.
Has almost the same ground clearance as the bikes.
Yeah, but it looks like those wheels would turn.
Yeah, because they decided not to go with an axle, but to have pivot points on each wheel individually.
Yeah. Madness.
Yeah, why would you do that?
I'll never catch on. I imagine the one on the right is probably deaf, considering the level of that gun barrel to his head.
I always thought that was some kind of what you call it, preface, some requirement. You have to be you want to be a driver. Well, we need to punch your hearing then.
Justin could be a great driver. He's deaf as a fucking post. He's on holidays this week, and I had to talk to Ben about something and put on his headphones and
And it
called him on
blasted
Discord.
into
And
your ear.
it almost fucking ruined me. I swear to God. I thought both my eardrums were perforated. It was holy shit snacks time. There you go.
Yeah, and, maybe he was just listening to some music before he left for holiday.
No, he's just completely. He's almost tone deaf. No, tone deaf. He's almost completely deaf in one ear, and so he just has everything belted up to the nines.
He does know that there's hearing aids available today.
Oh, I don't believe so. Don't believe so. I might buy him an ear trumpet for Christmas. Oh! Look, my Dead Man's Hand tokens arrived, Paul. They're sweet. I'm keeping them all for me though, because there weren't as many in this token set as I thought. So you know,
no tokens for you.
No tokens for you. Look, there's a tiny shoe. It's like a silver dollar.
Oh, he has his own, he says.
Yeah. And we've still got the ones that Dead Man's Hand actually produced. But these ones I got from Sarissa. Anyway, I'm digressing.
So where
I know you're shocked. Shocked, I say.
Crikey.
Shall we?
Yes.
We're going to stick with the sci-fi thing.
Oh no.
Draconis. He has been running demo games. Bam, bam, bam.
Oh, that's almost what do you call it? Shocking?
Yep. Well, you know, it's like smoking. Hook them while they're young. You've got them for life.
And
So
I know I've said this time and time again, but I really love the design of the Dead Zone demo piece of paper. It's just brilliant.
The quick start rules.
Yeah.
A miniature version of the map, all the stats you need, where you deploy the figures, and all the rules just around the outside.
It's a piece of genius.
It's mind-bending that no other fuckers have done it before now.
And it's even worse that nobody has done it since. Why? Why don't you adapt that? That's great. You don't even need to make it a product that's going to be sold. Just make a PDF that's available for people who want to join and help you sell your game, for fuck's sake.
They're like participation games that Grumpy gets to let people join Jam, but they let people join them. In fact, they really need people to join them. They encourage people to join them. They're desperate for it. They love it so much. Total opposite, in actual fact, now I think about it.
They crave the attention.
Look at the red circle. We all know what the red circle means. It's all aboard the 8 train. Choo-choo! Pain Town incoming.
Well, isn't that a 6 there?
Yes, but what happens is whenever you roll 8s, you roll up. And as you can see, you always start every dice test with 3 dice, and then you modify the dice. You don't modify the number in Dead Zone, so it's very, very easy to teach people. You're just going, are you better? Have a dice. Are you worse? Lose a dice. But then 8s explode, and you get to roll bonus dice. So in that case, the 8s were all the way there. It's all good. It's all good.
So somebody died in a horrible accident.
Or survived.
Could
have been a survive test. Don't know.
He doesn't seem to say it. No.
Presumably he was spending more time paying attention to the people at his club who he wanted to fish into.
Why would he do that?
Dead Zone than to us at home, which is terrible, really. Draconis, I hate it so much. But yeah, the other bits and pieces kicking around in there. Again, as I've said before in the past, whenever he was starting to work on his stuff, it was great because I was just going to use it. I'd just steal all his color schemes. As we get further through it, I noticed things appearing like the Antinosity Workshop CSF stands and stuff like that, which I have unused in Stargrave. So you know, what's sauce for the goose is sauce for the gander, as we both copy each other. But it's a really nice. I can't remember who said it. It might have been Jam or Dan. Last time we looked at this, oh my god, yes, bright sci-fi. I just go, yes. It's just so nice to have lots of poppy colors and things going on, and not everything painted shades of black and dirt. You know.
Yeah, the universe is vast and big. There's place for everything.
Oh, Dead Zone is fucking amazing. I seriously need to paint the terrain. If I had the time, I'd be doing it for the end of February game. Not sure what we're going to play at the end of February though, Paul. I'll have to think of something in case we do have multiple people kicking around. Something that either we can all jump in on, or something that I can chuck multiple things down. Could be Dead Man's Hand again. Time will tell. But definitely Dead Zone for March.
Yeah, it's a nice.
I mean, it's just super fucking simple, and I think that's one of the reasons why I hit points where I just don't do anything, because I overthink things. I just, what would it look like if everything was just grey with yellow striping on it? Oh, would that be okay? And then I look at somebody else's stuff and going, oh, they've done like red things here and blah blah blah, and just go, just fucking just put colour on it. Just put colour on it, and if you come back to it later and you get to do something else, happy fucking days. Break out the paint pens and draw lines around shit.
Have it primed, sitting in a drawer, waiting to be painted.
Yeah. I need to condense all the Dead Zone terrain into one place, because I've got loads of it. And so if I've got it, I can start building stuff. I'll do the sub-assembly thing we talked about. But I really like the things like the new Mantic street signs and stuff, like the Happy Noodle bars and shit like that. They're really cute. They just change up the whole layer of the thing. And the GCPS and their delightful friends, the Vermin, look cracking as well. Although I will say I've made all of mine as
you could read, but then again, you can't.
Yep, no, it's like Orabesh. It's Space Olango. I keep thinking of Serenity with the Happy Noodle thing at the start. Miranda, fucking flip out like a ninja.
Oh.
And the GCPS and City Fight cameras go, yes, Jam, yes, they are. 100%. I'm glad I'm not the only one who looked at that and thought the same. For people who are wondering what we're talking about, Codex City Fight was an area city fight type Codex 40k thing, where it wasn't about specific armies. It was here's how you play city fight and urban combat and stuff. And they did all the Imperial Guard in that black and grey tiger striped camo pattern. But anyway, I digress.
Yeah,
Dead Zone fucking great.
Well done, Draconis.
Yeah, there might be another golden butt at the end of that. He should probably just send me his tree and I'll send him the unpainted stuff for him to.
A trade of equal exchange. You get golden button, I get painted terrain.
I'd go one step further. I could double what he's painted there. I could give him double it unpainted. Just fucking hand it over. Sea Fight was great. Just shooting top down into anything armoured, fucking their top armour. Clinker.
Very nice. Very nice.
No, we're going to move away from science fiction, but we're sticking with Mantic.
Got them.
Badgers. Dwarves riding badgers.
Oh, those are the ones that.
Those are the ones you were laughing at the other day. Yes, yeah, I've seen that.
They look so constipated.
They're not constipated. They're angry. Angry because they're on top of a giant honey badger, and they can't get down because nobody's brought steps with them.
Still, they look constipated to me. They're losing the battle.
Ben Bait, that's the one. That is the one.
Ben Bait. Oh yeah, it's just a small update regarding last week.
Yeah.
Or last
time.
But
I just want to shoot the badgers off.
Yeah, those do.
I give a regiment of those to Justin, and he winged them in the bin with all his other stuff.
No, he didn't.
Oh, I did, yeah. That's all right. I literally went, look, I'm never going to paint these for my dwarf army. I've got 20 odd confrontation armored boar riding dwarves, all in mechano sets, and I'm going to be using them for my Brock Riders, because fuck it, I'm not going to use them for anything else. So yeah, sorry to see those go. I know those are the Restic, the PVC, and they're a hurt to clean up, but they look fucking great.
Oh, Gorham says you'd be angry too if you had those gaps in mold lines. Were those models so bad? Well, if so, you've done a stunning job of hiding all those.
The mold lines are the worst part. Gaps aren't an issue. It's the same as the bores that Cheesy put together. The gaps aren't an issue on those either, as long as you remember to put them in hot water and squeeze them together so the gap disappears. If you just attempt to fuck all the plastic putty into them, you're into hiding to nothing on that one. But I've commented on the magical use of hot water on these models so often in the past. I felt some people should have learned Dutch.
That's a little whack on the head for you. Hello, Nick from Great Primer. Welcome to the show.
Oh, there's Nick. Great.
Hello,
We're just planning on what we're playing whenever you're up. It looks like it's going to be Cowboys and Engines. Just saying.
Dead ladies again.
No, it won't be a dead ladies this time. No. But yeah, so 750-ish points of Brocks and Rocks. Filth, absolute filth. Just saying it now.
Bless you.
Oh, Christ on a bike. I will say one thing though. Jill, at least it's only Defense 5 Dwarves. At least you haven't gone for the full Defense 6. Because that would have got like little bits of plastic pinged at your head. What I will say is, holy fist balls. Right.
Who's next on the chopping block?
Another quick update. Oh, from the companion app thing. It's handy that that's there and people can just do that.
Let's see. This is someone Horatio whatever.
Yeah. It's been a while since we seen an update. And then they kind of chucked in a couple.
And he's going full Harryhausen again.
Why would you not? I mean, if you have to do something, go full Harryhausen.
Especially if you need inspiration for clothing on your female models.
Yep. So, going all Sinbad-y. Weirdly, we were talking about Sinbad the other week. Because, it was the end of the week. I'd done a load of Sinbad stuff. I think it was Denzian and myself were going, blah, blah, blah. I wish they'd made this model. And then his response was, but the doctor was Tom Baker, not Patrick Troughton. I'm going, no, Patrick Troughton was in this Sinbad. It turns out Tom Baker was in the other Sinbad film. There were two doctors, one in each Sinbad film. And it had completely passed me by that Baker was in the other one. I was going, that's fucking great. It's so good.
Technically both wrong and right at the same time.
Both wrong and, as you say, right. But yeah, the Rock, I mean, holy moly, that's a hell of a bird.
Yeah, and I'm never going to complain about a big flying rod again, but this is some perspex going up there.
Well, I mean, presumably you require such a massively thrusting support right up there where the sun don't shine. Because a smaller flying stand would just bend, buckle, or explode under the weight. I think this is the Reaper Rock from Bones 4 maybe. I remember it showing up on the Kickstarter and me looking at it and going, I should get that, and then me looking at Reaper Bones 1, which is still mostly in its box that arrived in, and going, no,
maybe
you
not.
know what, I don't need it. I'm not entirely certain what the fuck I would use it for, so in that respect it can stay.
As a supporting box for another pile, just leave it at the bottom.
It's not far off the bottom. It's on its side there, midway down the cupboard behind me. So
This is one of the nicest grinning looking miniatures I've seen in a long time.
yeah,
It's just a lovely, sexy evil grin.
that's succubi for you.
Indeed.
They're like that.
And then they suck you dry.
Could be if you're lucky. I was watching the American Sherlock Holmes, the one with Johnny Lee in it, the other day, and they had an assassin used a thing to pull, like a vacuum to pull all the oxygen out of their victim's lungs, and he referred to it as the incubus. And I'm assuming that's because they didn't want the sexual connotations of a succubus, and so they went for the lesser known male version. And I'm going, I mean, I know what an incubus is. I can't imagine, and they never referenced it or why it was called that or anything. They just went incubus, sex, and I'm going, all right, fair enough. Also,
Well,
they found a head of a neo-Nazi organization because he was big into his Napoleonic wargaming, and there was this big long speech about specific 15mm Napoleonic wargaming and the tournaments that these people would play at, and that's how they tracked him down.
I feel that's a bit of a stretch. So this is a Bones model as well.
Yes, although not originally. Some of the Bones models are solely Bones. And then some of the Bones models are made of bones, but they were originally sculpted in metal. So it's one that has existed for a while as a metal, but it's
I think
it's been redone in Bones Black. I think we all agree Bones Black is a much better material.
Yeah, and I have to say it's one of the more detailed Bones models I've seen. But then again, I've only seen the very whitey ones.
Yeah, there's a ton like that, and specifically the black ones. They're slightly more expensive, but still cheaper than the other things. They're still one piece, and they're still, drop a brick on them, and they mostly survive. But the black is a bit harder and takes the detail better. The white wasn't terrible for detail. It's just they were so glossy and white. Whenever they took a photograph of them, you didn't really see a lot of the detail. So much reflected light.
Yeah, I still have one of them in the cupboard. One of the angel-like winged females, and yeah, the detailing feels very wobbly.
Is it CO cast? I don't think so.
Oh, I think it's
so.
just a cheap plastic.
Yeah, it's still an ABS plastic, although CO cast isn't a million miles away from that anyway. But yeah, lovely figure, great paint job.
Does anyone make good 28 or 32 medieval peasant miniatures? Dukkeldorf?
Yeah. Well, they're not medieval. Who's asking that? Did I not answer this question for somebody?
Grey Primer did just now in chat.
Oh my god, you're just the worst. I've answered this. Are you in the Discord? Not that I'm in the Discord at the moment. If I open Discord, there's a thing in the chat where somebody was asking about peasants and your ideas make us great or something like that. I've no idea what it is. Your ideas matter. There we go. It turned into a thing. I'm pretty sure I put in like 3 or 4 companies that do them. So First Core, Sally Forth are your 2 best ones to go to for 28s. It's only like a couple of scrolls up past the Smurfs. Smurfs. If you're not in the Discord, I'll link them later on, but I can't be arsed linking them here. So much hassle.
Yeah.
So much hassle.
Indeed. Way too
much. But Midland, like Dunkeldorf, are fantasy, whereas those 2 are specifically historic. I'm trying to think what company got Studio Miniatures, because they've got peasants, but they've got peasants specifically based on Monty Python, the Holy Grail. I'll have to check because it's shifted. Studio Miniatures sold the range off. I've got them bookmarked somewhere. Anyway, Scribs.
Creeps. Looks like he's done some poor bastards.
Yeah, he's continuing his Moscow retreat.
Silver
For the
Bayonet.
Silver Bayonet, yeah. And there's a whole bunch of poor fuckers. I mean, in most cases in Silver Bayonet, it's, 2-to-1 that you won't come home anyway because something will have ripped your legs off or eaten your neck out or chewed your ball sack to death. But on the retreat from Moscow, I mean, they didn't even need anything evil attacking them. Like fucking 1 in every 300 made it back or something like that. It was an outrageous fucking demolition of Napoleon's army. So, yeah, nice to see. They
I
all
really
look
like the way he does them.
particularly fucked. Look at them. Some of them still have shoes on. They can't be that hungry yet. This must be early days. They've not got around to chewing their boots.
And they still somehow...
Oh, you're doing Monty Python? Well, in that case, definitely hang on. I'll send you the link to the thing.
And they sometimes still appear to be holding formation for some odd reason.
Oh, because if somebody's already tread a path through the snow, then you stay on that muddy path because it's less shit than having to go balls deep in the snow at the side of the road. Especially when you've probably already lost a few toes. Just keep on walking there, boy. Keep on walking.
Abandoned wagon.
It all comes from that initial picture of the retreat of Moscow, the grey style basing, the very muted colour palette and all that. It just looks so good.
Well, like a fishy monster.
Yeah.
With a lot of eyes weirdly placed in the center of the head, but then again, well...
It's so we can keep an eye on things when it's suckered onto them. Make sure nobody attacks its vulnerables.
At some point in my early years, I had one of these animal movies where they showed how different animals are looking, and they had lobsters, and lobsters have basically crosshair vision because they just one eye is a slit, and
Okay.
if they take something in focus, they use the slit, and the center then is in focus and absolutely the one thing
Not
they see.
dissimilar to how I watch the Hobby Hangout at the moment. Very similar, many would say.
Yeah, I found that very fascinating to see. Yeah, this animal is going to attack you because the one thing it sees clearly and sharply is the one thing that's in sight. Yeah, Scripps has done an awful. I almost said awful. Why would I say awful? Awesome job on.
Oh, you hate Scripps. You hate him.
Yeah, but.
Rubber spoon, band.
Give credit where credit's due. The paint job and the figures look really amazing. Almost to the point that I could be asked to say those poor bastards. But then again, they brought them to themselves.
Yeah, well,
They shouldn't have it listed.
In the winter.
Denzium! What did he do again? Machine gun goes brrr.
That type of thing. So, it's World War One. It's Frenchies. And it's a whole host of support options for his Frenchies in World War One. He's also been working on Blood and Valor much longer than me, which is why he's got painted stuff. I think we actually seen like a battle report he was playing with his friend ages ago. But after me going, fuck it, I finally went to Scarab because Jam told me to. I'd completely fucking blanked that Scarab existed when I was looking at every other fucking company out there for French machine guns. I was dangerously close to ordering stuff from a company at one point until I realised that the last minute it was all 20 mil. I'm going, this stuff is fucking amazing. Why have I not seen this before? Now, hang on a minute. Hold the fucking... Anyway, so I ordered Scarab and Hotchkiss and a trench gun, at which point Then Zane realised that they were back in stock for the first time in ages and leapt on board the support weapon train. So he got his, he cleaned his up, he based his, he painted his. Mine are still in the bag, but in my defence, I need them for a vlog series in about 2 months. So they can't be done before then, otherwise there's no point in doing the fucking vlog series. But yeah, it's just really nice seeing a bit more for the Frenchies for Blood and Valor.
I love the top-down view on his battlefield piece. This
Yeah.
looks so grimy.
Oh yeah, get up there, charge over the top, and unlucky lads. First one to land across the countryside in as many bits as possible wins.
He's won the trophy. He scattered himself over 25 kilometers.
Weirdly, I'm talking to somebody from War Games Atlantic on Thursday, I think. Yeah, Thursday. I already mentioned Hudson and Charlie in a messenger chat a few weeks ago, going, I fucking need these. When are you doing them? Again, that is something that was discussed with them, so I don't know if they're doing it anytime soon, because at the moment they're getting people to sort of vote on what shit they're up to. But I imagine we'll probably see the support weapons go digital before we see them in a box set. But you know, as long as I've got them now anyway, so I don't give a fuck anymore. I've already done the legwork on this bastard. But yeah, French and Germans, First World War, and I really like. I do like the pale blue French uniform. Although I do really want to do early war French, where they were still dressed as if they were part of the fucking fighting the Prussian War, all red and navy and gold braid and shit.
And very well spotted.
Because nobody had told them. Nobody had told them that warfare had moved on in the intervening years, and you really didn't want to be so incredibly fucking flamboyant on the battlefield.
Oh look, there they are. We can see them very clearly, even though it's very foggy today.
The French blue, the Horizon blue. Do you know this, Jam? You probably do. When researching various bits and pieces, so I could start getting paints and work out what I was needing to use. The French uniform's called Horizon blue, and it's not actually blue. The reason it's that weird greyish sky bluey colour is because the French, being French, it's actually made of repeating blue, white, and red threads. So it's the French flag repeated over and over and over and over and over again. And when viewed from a distance, that thread count looks like that sort of greyish blue. It's like, just take a step off the catwalk for a moment, France, and I suggest you actually spend more time training your fucking people up and trying to retake your land.
If we go down fabulous.
Very much. 100%.
Die young, leave a beautiful corpse.
Yeah. He's pretty much done the same, same as me. He obviously started his before, but I was looking at Blood and Valor and going, right, what can I make from 2 box sets? 2 box sets of Germans, 2 box sets of French. Can I make a substantial chunk out of the armies? And yes, you can. The only thing I've noticed, and I'm kind of annoyed, is the Blood and Valor French don't have, there's like a light machine gun unit that was called like a chasseur unit, where they would have like 4 of the light machine guns. They just run about a little group of 4 fucking mowing everybody down, and that's not a support option for the French. And I'm gutted, because there's enough light machine guns in those plastic box sets to fucking make one. I may just have to add it to the list for a bit of comic effect. Just saying.
These units don't exist. I don't care. They are historically accurate.
Yeah, but that's it. These units don't exist in the rules, but they do exist in the game. Oh, wait until you see Blood and Valor's new supplement book in April. Specifically, if you're looking to do anything vaguely Russian, I've got a copy of the PDF End of Empires, and it's just like a third of the book is just the Russian civil wars, Bolshevik red and white armies, all the various international divisions that fought.
All the
it's
armed
fucking
civilians.
well, it's like because obviously Russia and the surrounding lands were so fucking massive. So it's like here's the army list for this area. Here's the peasant list from here. Here's the fucking Ukrainian list. Here's this. Here's that. Here's the other. And then you hit the Easter Rising in Ireland, and it's like a page and a half. It's going, oh. But I fucking really want to do. I'm trying to find out whether or not the British will be out in time, and will they have the options to make black and tans? Because I really want to do IRA and black and tans. I want to see if I can build a GPU for the tabletop, because that would just amuse me. Anyway,
Since Demon Sub just mentioned Alien Harvester, I was reminded I got myself some original artwork
Yes.
last week. And I found this is a hilarious part. I hope this is shown on screen correctly. It's not in focus, but you may be able to spot it.
It might say face hugger or it might say Fallschirmjäger.
Well, it's a alien face hugger wearing a fez, and it's called a fez hugger.
Fez hugger. It's a little OTT fez. Hey!
Almost, yeah.
I already have the Irish Denzin because I use my that's not technically the IRA. I use the IRB for interwar and British civilians in bolt action. So if I want to do Operation Sea Line and do all the civilian people running about with shotguns and rifles, it's great. 28mm GPU would be great though. I was looking at the other day, looking at pictures of the city destroyed around it, and there's just like a couple of buildings on either side that are just fucking nuked, and then the GPU is just shell shocked to balls, and then we just have Nelson's Column just down the street a bit. I'd be fucking so on for. I really want to try and, because Easter is start of April this year. So I think we hit our next one. We hit the book is due for release in like March, April time as well. And I know it's going to end up being World War I French and Germans because of time scale probably. But just in my heart of hearts, I want to do the Easter Rising and just wait for the fucking flag to come. Anyway, yeah, it's the footsore ones I have. They're good.
What's next then for us?
Next for us is some Kingdom Death.
Kingdom Death? Monsters by Riser.
Yeah, it's only a little one. It's only teeny tiny.
Oh, look, one of these awful bolt gun shell paint pots.
It looks like a bolter shell. Yeah, painting a little Christmas present for under the tree.
With a face.
Obviously, because it's Kingdom Death Monsters, so it either has to have genitalia or a face. Those are your two options. And thankfully it was a little face bow and not a massive slong bow.
Well, there's your Christmas tree with
There's
everything
the
else.
Christmas tree. Yep. So a long time ago, I think we'd seen the tree being painted up.
Yeah, with
and
all the
looked
sacks.
fantastic. But now the festive. I suppose it's a festive pin-up girl. I'm not sure what one. They've all got names. I can never tell what they are. They all look alike to me after a while. But yeah, one of the festive pin-ups, and then the Christmas present with creepiness. Creepy.
Also, she sits on a throne of faces.
Hello, Pete. The guys at Revercast did O'Connell Street with the GPU and 28mm a few years ago. Oh, never seen that. Oh, Stockwell. It doesn't matter. The only difference, the only good thing about O'Connell Street is you can stick Nelson's Column on it, and it gives you another. You can just go look at that. Theoretically, you could do a small bolt action / Blood and Valor style game through the Rune streets and through the Rune GPU. Do that bit from Michael Collins where it's being overrun and they're fucking legging it. I'm blowing that bugger off. Yeah, no. The white speaker, Nico, if you say so, Rumbly, they all look alike. But yeah, there had been a painting competition that's the second attempt at an entry. The first attempt was finished for the deadline day. And then they went, we're going to extend the deadline by another 3 weeks. I was like, oh, but I was finished. And then once you're sitting there and you're going, now the doubt creeps in.
Yeah.
And so I'll go back and I'll do something else. And then they extend it again for another time. But the original one there, that I quite like because it's a very simple thing. It's in front of the gate. The gate itself is made from the old Wamster Quest plastic door to hold your gaming tiles together, which just, again, amuses me on a very base level.
Yeah, but
I've still got loads of them up in the fucking roof loft.
I love the Mini. It's a decent.
That pissed me off as well as I entered for the original deadline. How long did it go to in the end? You used Kingdom Death pinups first. I've only got 5 of the Kingdom Death pinups. It would be a very, very small game.
Yeah, I guess
we could use them. We could use them as the female members.
Yeah, I think at that point, Justin would be on board playing.
Yeah, he might be. You never know. We'd have to speak up though to get him to. Justin, you playing? Justin,
just stop staring at plastic boobs. Get playing. Yeah, I love these kinds of things, these little diorama set thingies. And I wish I had more shelf space to make something of my own to display, but alas, there is none.
It ended in September, originally continued through either Halloween or Black Friday, and you give up? Okay. I was going to say, did anybody... Who
won?
An erotic but short-lived rising turn. Oh, that's great. That's the sort of thing you used to see in, like, QCon's program whenever you were looking at what games you're going to play. It would say things like that. Nowadays, it's all nine-tailed cat people and no fucking games. So I assume then you don't know who won, Rumbly? Because I couldn't see. I know this has been updated recently, but I couldn't see if there was an announcement who won, or did anybody place, or did they just give up even drawing it? Give up following the draft? Oh, was there fallout? Oh, what a shame. Oh, they put the winners up. Oh, well, there you go. Look at that. There it is. Yay. Creased. But yeah, I like it's a different little thing to see. And I quite like the dioramasms of them all.
Dioramasms.
But at the same time, the models can still be pulled out to play Kingdom Death Monster if the game was playable.
Or just use it in any other game.
Oh, yeah. Well, you can do that as well.
I've heard
every now and again,
new
cards get sent to people, and then they have to pay the import tax on it, whether they want it or not. It really fucks Lena off. Here's another box for your unplayable game. Someday I may deliver the rest of it, but for now I have this box that will cost you more than the cards are worth inside it. I know you didn't ask for the cards, but fuck you.
Horrible people doing horrible stuff.
Yep,
I think I like the diorama with the gate more than the odd statue in the back.
Yeah, but the statue is another Kingdom Death Monster survivor figure. It's one of the lantern bearer people, I think. So it fits in world because it is another hero. But I think you're right. I just like the one in front of the kind of shows. Just wandered in there. Shit's gone real.
Yeah. But all in all, a nice project done by Razir.
Now, Demon, you were saying...
There's a link not safe for work. Thank God we're not at work. Let's have a look-see. Pin-Up Painting Contest 2022. Where's the winners? Oh, that's some lovely painting.
Well, at the end of the day, that's where Kingdom Death came from. It wasn't gamers buying them for games. It was the pin-up models. It was just boutique miniature collection. So
And
it
before
always
anybody
attracted really good
says we're
painters.
here one-sided and sexist, see, there's a beautiful painted male model. Go have a look-see. Those kind of apps you won't see on any tabletop wargamer, but then
You
again,
should find, I think it's Lucifer. I think it's Lucifer has the cloak of many penises.
it's
Her
really called
cloak is
that.
just nothing but penises. It's not called that. It is that. It's literally just layer upon, like a kingfisher cloak. You know, just loads and loads of feathers. This is just loads and loads of penises. Like I say, be thankful it was a face, otherwise it would have been genitals. Yeah, I think I seen one or two of these being painted by people on Tinterwebs last year.
What I find interesting is the very different approaches people take to how to paint. There's the comic-y style, a very comic-y style, and then so subtle skin tones that's almost way too good for this kind of miniature, I'd say. But then again, what do I know?
Yeah, well, what do you know?
I know nothing. My name's Jon Snow. Oh look, isn't that the one from Scooby-Doo? Elmo
Scooby?
had her hair dyed or something.
Velma? Could be
Yeah,
Velma.
that's a lot of miniatures. Holy shit!
I imagine some of them are winners. Probably not all.
No, this is the entry list. The winners stopped way beyond.
Ah, well, not worry about that. Did they? I mean, did they explain why they extended it twice? Because the cynic in me, and let's face it, I'm 90% cynic.
Only?
The rest is mostly pickled alcohol.
Okay.
The cynic in me says one of their friends wasn't finished with their paint job, and that's why it was extended. It's like, well, they're looking to enter this, but they're not finished it yet. Let's just push it back.
That's a very cool, very cynical view of things. But,
You know, this isn't my first rodeo. This isn't my first painting competition. I've seen
I
entries
wouldn't.
for, and I will still remember the judges at Golden Demon specifically telling people, "Have you seen such and such as painting?" Or have you seen such and such as entry this year? And bearing in mind that they're all meant to be blind, you go in and there's just a number by them to stop that, so the judges aren't thinking, and they're going, "It's over here. Look, it's that one there. 593. Yeah, that's next there." And they're just going, "Oh, yeah, that's great." So you know, it's very much not who's the best talent. It's who's the biggest friend. And then they just ignore other shit around it.
You almost make it sound like it's some kind of already made up game before the actual event.
Fucking 2 months extension. Fuck me. Yeah. Fuck that.
Yeah, those are very interesting miniatures. So, where did we leave off? There. That's it. So you can go and watch those later, guys and girls. Let's go on to the next proper hobby, which is
Probably.
Ewok kebab.
Yeah.
And it's nothing Ewoky at all, is it?
But a model editor can be arsed. Class. Yeah, well, Damon was saying, oh, look at that train earlier. So this is a project about train. All about train. As you scroll down through it, you'll see there are various train-like kits that have been put together for a variety of games, although mostly the Graves, Star and Frost. But there's a whole slew of stuff, whether it's resin or plastic or MDF. It's been sort of cobbled together from various places. I think the Troll Trader, that they're big terrain bundles. See the UK GE for like £100, you're getting a whole table's worth, or you can get like 2 turntables and a fence 6 inches long from GW for the same price, but less skulls. But yeah, some beautiful stuff. When you see it all put together and based and painted, there's just some really fantastic looking tables that they've managed to fire together. So things like that's that box thing from those box thing people like Gale Force 9. I think
Wars.
Box Wars. I can't remember the name of it. It had a name, and then I think they fell over, and Gale Force 9 started producing it or bought it up and started producing it.
Drilling Gargoyle Facility.
But yeah, the whole look of it is desperate in places. The Gargoyle Facility obviously being just that pre-constructed box train that you just unfold, stick the doors on, bosh. There you've got your nice interiors done. But I really like the full-out displays, and there's one later on where he's lit the whole thing so you can see it in daylight, if you will, in these pictures. And then when the sun goes down, the lights come on, and that's when the aliens come out and start licking everybody. That's what they do.
Why would they do that?
Why would they not do that?
Because
My question is, why would you wait till night?
Terrible. That's a lot of lighting.
Look how glowy it is.
Very glowy, yes.
Very glowy. Imagine a Dead Zone or Firefight table painted like that. Paul, poo, and then lit up like Christmas. Poo.
And then just play just by the lighting on the table and no external lights whatsoever. I can't see your mini. Then you can't shoot.
It's the best way. I could do the same by just shining a laser light into Paul's eyes.
Well, that would be rude, wouldn't it?
Would it though? Would it? I like how they're all different colours as well.
Let's ask Paul what he thinks. Oh.
Dear Paul, would you like to be blinded? Blink once for
blinded
yes.
By the light.
150 times for no. The white box values are incredible scenery. I also like the battle systems. I like the battle system stuff that's all been assembled and put on the top shelf in the studio by somebody else. I would hate to have to sit down and start to assemble that myself, though. Literally hate it. All those tiny little bits and tiny clippings. Oh, man. Could you imagine? I would 100% lose what is left of my shit.
I think I'll be very much looking forward to Sunday in 2 weeks' time, if I actually make it to Tactica.
Oh, where the hamburgers live.
Yeah. I'm very torn because hobby funds are very limited.
Sell a child. You've got one. What else are they for?
Earning money to make my living when I'm old.
Oh. Shocking.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a pile of terrain, isn't it?
And
all that scatter.
The color scheme is...
Oh, fuck yeah. Once again, we go back to, if it's going to be sci-fi, it should be bright colours. We all know that. We've all seen Thunderbirds and Captain Scarlet and Space 1999 and UFO and Space Precinct and Babylon 5. Everything was fucking colourful and great. Star Wars, Star Trek, only the original series, only Kirk. So we know it's all bright and shiny. And then Games Workshop came around and went, we've got a gallon of burnt umber and black wash. And we're just going to tip those barrels over on your table.
To be fair,
Grimdark.
Alien went there first with Grimdark. With the very dark and grimy Nostromo.
Oh yeah. Oh no, not that. Can't have any of it. For the battle system stuff over the MDF, how much time it saves. So you say that. But I'm fairly certain I could paint the MDF. I could probably build and paint the MDF buildings faster than I could assemble a set of stairs out of 20 odd parts. And just the repetitiveness of punching and you know, I just couldn't be arsed. I literally couldn't be arsed. Space Precinct. It was great. We all love Space Precinct.
I don't think that's a show I actually know for some odd reason.
It was Jerry Anderson again, but unlike his previous puppet-based sci-fi shows, this one was made with human actors in like prosthetics and stuff. And I will say that the puppets had more animation and more reaction in their
more
faces.
lifelike.
They looked much more lifelike. Also, I think the actors were better. I think the puppet actors were better than the human actors they had in Space Precinct.
I'm just looking at
it's great because
pictures.
the chief / sergeant or whoever was in charge was this big bug-eyed alien. He had eyes out here, like a big green head and his big white eyes. But he was still like Chief O'Hara from Batman. He was still Irish. It's like even a billion years from Earth in the future on a Space Precinct. It's a fucking mech police officer. That was hilarious.
Now I'm just looking at some pictures online for that, and yeah, that's. I think I've seen 1 or 2 episodes, perhaps, but I couldn't tell. Love some of the spaceship designs.
This thing, Jerry's been doing spaceship designs well, I say that, he's dead now. Jerry had been doing spaceship designs for like 50 years. By that stage, he was always nailed on for doing the design work. It was always great. It's just getting people to wear that shit for 27 hours a day and act in it just wasn't happening. It was the equivalent of EastEnders actors, but in space.
EastEnders in space.
That's the one. Anyway.
Where do we go next?
Well,
is there one more? Yes, there's one more.
Oh, yeah. Don't worry about that. There's a couple more. So, sticking with Ewok Kebab, because I was being nosy to see what else he was up to of late. And despite the fact he's a big fan of fantasy and sci-fi, he decided he would try Bolt Action because he's always been eyeing Bolt Action up. Now, right off the bat, he goes, if you're looking for historical accuracy and all the rest, then you do you, son, but you're not going to find it in this. If people want to know what army this is, it's a German army. You can tell because they look like Germans. He's seen films of the 50s, 60s, and 70s, and therefore he knows what a German looks like, and they look like that. So it's a great way of tackling it.
And to be fair,
generic
I
German
think
army.
Many people just casually gaming wouldn't mind because most of them have the same reference points with all the movies.
But yeah, what started as, I think, a sprue in a tank off Fleabay, he may have fallen off the wagon somewhat and ended up with multiple AFVs, some half tracks, Opel Blitz, and a force large enough to play pretty much any game of Bolt Action you want to.
Just looking at this mass of green plastic makes you think he just went into a pound shop and bought 2 boxes
Green Army
of
Men.
Green Army Men.
It's good. It's very good. Tell you what, wasn't long in hammering some other colours on them though. The Green Army Men became German Army Men in short order.
German Army.
Grey and Africa Corps Army Men, and in short order, you've got a couple of Bolt Action forces for a couple of different theatres if you really want to.
And I think the fact that he just slapped on some stowage on all the vehicles, on literally everyone, even if it's just a tiny bit, would make John happy. So there's your historical correctness.
Well, I mean, when you look at because he did some Waffen SS and the camouflage on them, it looks quite nice. And he said it stuck to his one colour policy for a long time, but the hardest part was camo. tried camo in a couple of minis before and it looked pretty crap. So this time he did his homework, got much better results. He was torn about being happy with how his SS looked, but despite his non-historical stance, he was learning history as he went along. Never happier when learning. So there does come a point where you own 200 quid's worth of paintbrushes, but find yourself painting with a cocktail stick and question your hobby choices. Now, I will say, anybody who's done any of the SS camouflage, especially P dot, Platinmuster, not Splinter, obviously, Oak Leaf, any of those, if you haven't used a toothpick, you're doing yourself a fucking massive disservice. I'm just saying, it's just so much easier. But yeah, it's a good looking bunch of chaps there.
It's the right tool for the right job.
It's quite a cutting mat, as in size, color, depth.
It's not that big, is it?
I don't know. Mine beside me here is 57 centimeters. And that's not my biggest, but it fits on that desk there for me to do unboxings and stuff. So
barely can make out what it says up there.
You don't have to, you can just count 5s.
20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 56, 70. It's the same size as my mat. That's 87 centimeters across.
Glad to see we're focusing on the important things in life here, folks.
Well, having
Let's look at the miniatures. How about talking about how many squares are on this cutting mat?
Well, the cutting mat is important.
Oh,
Having a big workspace is important. And also, now we can blame Demon Sub for derailing content and not being the ones that doing it this time. So, no.
Sure.
Yeah. Wanker.
Gas cans.
You're tolerable people, all of you.
I think so.
Yeah, but Eva Kebab does a nice job on spreading his hobby interests.
Getting out and about, sticking it out there, seeing what will happen.
Yeah.
Will people come along for the ride, or will they cut it off?
Yeah. Do we have one more?
Mm-hmm. We do. We have one more, yeah.
More and more. Redverse doing bridges.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Why shouldn't he do bridges? What's it to you, huh? You son of a bitch.
Everybody needs a bridge.
A bridge too far, perhaps.
Or over troubled water.
Also, yes. So, I don't know if it's just because Lloyd's been talking about scale so much. Oh, you should have seen him today. He brought in 4 of his carriages to show us. Well, to show me. Look, I got these. These arrived today from Germany. Germany, who, by the way,
were there? TT?
TT scale. He got them reduced. They were knocked down bargain price. They should have been €170, but I think they were 90 instead in sale. It's just 4 carriages, mind you.
Not 90 a piece?
No.
Okay.
See, bargain.
Almost.
It's like $22.50 each. Fucking, it's like downright robbery. He should be ashamed. FedEx, on the other hand, can't tell the difference between a place in Germany and South Africa. They're trying to charge him import duty, going, it's from South Africa. Going, no, it's not. But anyway.
How did they thought it would be from South Africa?
Detmold?
Detmold is around the corner here.
Yes.
Literally.
And not only is the city called that, but like the province or region it's in is also called Detmold. So yeah, they looked at that and went, South Africa. But it says Germany. Fuck you. So I think they've delivered the package anyway. He's going, I think FedEx are still going to want me to pay it, but they can whistle for it. And going, yeah, they shouldn't hand it over. Fuckwits. Anyway, so there's been a lot of talk about scale and about playing with tiny fighting men. So much so that I think currently the plan is possibly 15mm tanks and 12mm infantry. Anyway, it meant I was having a wee look around and decided to revisit Redver's project, which isn't all small soldiers. There are 28mm stuff, there's fantasy stuff, so it's not just historics.
Why is this soldier carrying a huge wang.
That's Wanganam. Rotate the board. What's the... what's that?
Yeah,
It's.
carry
I
on.
mean, it's 100% deliberate. I hope Crispin's still around to see that. But yeah, dirty hands and his phallic ammunition for his pack.
He really packs a punch.
Hey! But again, I really like the look of the 50mm army. When it's all done and dusted, the US Armored Division further down, really nice tank company, and then the Germans to fight them off. And obviously we're starting to see a few bits of what's the word for it? Terrain. That's the word for it. Fuck, that was a difficult fucking word to get out. It's been one of those days. Wait till you see the Frosthaven unboxing when it finally comes out. I have fucking no idea what state that's going to be in because I had to do it twice. Anyway, terrain is looking quite nice, quite special. I like it. It's got that Normandy look. Trouble up middle.
This is going to be the last picture for today. We can't go any better.
No, I mean you couldn't.
We've reached climax.
Hey, I mean, you would want him aiming his magnificent weapon at you and discharging its load. Should be all sorts of problems.
Oh God, I'm going to have a nightmare tonight. I'm going to dream of odd, weird Nazis following me around with gigantic, flowery dildos, screaming weird nonsense, because they actually just translated something.
I've done PDOT on 15mm, and I have to say it's a fucking head melter. I got about halfway through it, so I fucking hate this so much. Just because I see Jam saying that somebody did 20mm PDOT. Oh man, it's just anyway. Yeah.
I guess this is some kind of commissar in the back. Everyone who's not charging will be being poked by the big wang.
Oh yeah, Crispin, it is 100% deliberate. That ammunition for that gun should not be that color or shape in any way, shape, or form. And I'm fairly certain with the use of a file, it could have been less penis-like. However,
or even more.
Firefox them, he looked at it, he saw his goal, and he leant into it.
He leaned into it full-heartedly, and can't blame him.
No.
This is actually a gold button worthy opponent.
I think this project has won a golden button already. Not for that though, because I haven't shown anybody this yet.
We need a special gold button called the pink button or something.
Yeah, but Crispin should have got that one already in spades, but people keep going, stop showing things like that. It's like the time I showed Boris's Facebook page and he had like a plasticine morph doing the windmill with his cock on one of the XLBSs. I think that got edited out. I'm not entirely certain.
I remember the one episode where you showed Warren the what's it called, the Boris in Skyclad Nature.
Yes,
and he
so good.
Bought that thing and
I
took
bought
it to the role playing game.
Yep. Panzer, I don't think he goes in with a tub of KY. I think he goes in dry and he prefers it that way.
This is going in all the way.
Whether you like it or not.
For some odd reason, I now crave a tackle.
Right. Well, you would. Why would you not? All been there. All been there. I'm going to get back to rigging up a pulley system for my cannons.
Yeah. This is it. My mind's empty as is my mug. So
bugger off. That reminds me of the old joke. How do you make a hormone? Put sand in the Vaseline. But and not one of you's commented on my ABBA backdrop.
Yeah, at the beginning, somebody asked what that is.
It's very simple. When you come out of the Vasa Museum, which is possibly the best preserved warship of the 17th century, and between it and the Viking Museum is this building, the ABBA Museum. I walked out, looked up and went, what the fuck is this? And why is this here? Why do I have to walk past ABBA? I know they're Swedish, but why do I have to walk past ABBA to get to the Vikings? This is very annoying to me. So anyway. I wasn't looking, Damon, sorry. Yeah. So if you're ever in Stockholm and you see this, it means there's two very good museums directly on either side.
Ignore this.
Just
go left
ignore
or
this.
right.
Don't go in this building. Just left or right. Left is Vasa, right Vikings. It's all good. Straight ahead, Agony Sea.
And with this nice travel advice, I thank Jerry for having an awful laugh today, and thank Chad for being here. And I really should get to making that 250 sub video. I did make a script, so potentially there will be a video shortly. Some description.
They might have an ABBA hotel. It's a frightening thought, Denzi. It's scat porn.
And with that frightening thought, I'm going to cut stream. Have a good night.
Bye.
My button's not working. Button.
Work the button.
Using that button.